What if Ursaluna was in Gen 1 OU? Now for those of you who watched my video yesterday on Wedgie, you would know that Wedgie pretty broken in Gen 9, but in Gen 1, not so much. It would definitely be good, but there's a lot of really bad issues. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Wedgie doesn't have its ability. Would that be the same for Ursaluna? Let's find out together, shall we? Obviously there's gonna be no guts, but that might not matter. Because, for those of you who might know, I don't know if you know a lot about Gen 1 or not, but normal types are pretty good. Ground types are also pretty good. Earthquake is pretty good. Immunity to Thunder Wave is pretty good. Immunity to Body Slam is pretty good. So, yeah, we're only a few seconds in the video. But I can tell you right now, this is not going to be a Wedgie. Ursaluna he can easily hold his own. How well? Let's find out. Starting off going with his moves. Yeah, he has Body Slam, that's... yeah, already he has one of the best moves. And Earthquake. So, overnight, Ursaluna now just has the strongest, physical move without any drawbacks. It's surpassed Rhydon, which I don't think anyone's really surprised about, but yeah. He has Ice Punch and Low Kick for coverage, but something tells me you don't really need the coverage. Low Kick, yeah, you already hit normal types really freaking hard, unnecessary. Ice Punch would be sorta good, but you're gonna have 45 special, so yeah. And also it's just not needed. You hit a truck, like a monster. Rest, pretty good. If you want to heal, you can definitely survive a few physical hits, so definitely worth looking into. And he has Sword Stance. No doubt about it, he is overnight now the best Sword Stance user in Gen 1 OU. And funny enough, I think the only Sword Stance users that had access to both Sword Stance, Hyper Beam, and Body Slam was Lickitung. And according to my professional Pokemon's opinion, I would have to hypothesize that Ursaluna might just be a little bit better than Lickitung. But I'm not entirely sure. You guys let me know in the comments below. But I just have a feeling it would be. But I guess there's only one way to find out. And that's by subscribing, obviously. I will definitely do Ursaluna versus Lickitung one day, since there's a huge demand for that. But other than that, there's Hyper Beam, no surprise. It strangely has Metronome, if you want to use it for a reason. I don't think Slash is an auto-include, because since it's slow, I don't think it automatically get critical hits. But still pretty good, or at least it's nice to have. But I think his moveset is probably absolute, and we can't really change it. With Body Slam, Sword Stance, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. I just don't see any reason to use anything else. I think this is just perfect. You have you pretty much have 4 of the best moves in the entire game. The only things you're missing are just Amnesia, Psychic, and Recover. And if you had those, yeah, he's just God. Yeah. And now let's put this in OU. And as you can see here, 140 attack, pretty good. That's more than Rhydon, who has I think 130. Yeah. Your defense isn't as good, but your special is actually the same, which I did not expect. I'm not sure why. But yeah, defense is still really good, over 100. And even though your special could be better, it's yeah, your HP is a pretty good chunk more than Rhydon. And Rhydon himself can already survive some special hits. So yeah, that's pretty good. You'll definitely be able to survive some stuff, which you will see when into the replays. Also, there's one unit in particular. Since I have 15 replays here, I did not bother changing, the music off and whatnot, because it'll just have to refresh after a while. But yeah, the main getting back on topic with this dude, Ursaluna. I mean, even though he can survive hits, that's definitely gonna be his biggest issue. But even then, if it's a neutral special, because of just how high your actual HP is, you can survive a lot of stuff. And you can hit super hard. So unless they have a super effective move on you, for let's say Surf or Blizzard, I don't think they really want to stay in. Because a body slam, if they get paralyzed and you get another attack and it's just over, Earthquake like will do a lot of damage. And who knows, like, if they'll even like survive Hyper Beam, especially if you get lucky and get a crit. He's just a monster. And I wish there was like more I can really say. But we have a lot of replays to go over, so let's just go over those. But I'll just say right now that he does pretty good against a lot of stuff. And I mean a lot. Starting off with the best Pokemon in the format, Tauros. Body Slam only does 20 damage. And a crit, which you won't get a lot of those. But having a crit do 3/4 to Tauros is really insane. And look at that. Blizzard only did like 40%, not even half. Or basically half, but still. Like, that's pretty big. And then here we have a more accurate depiction of what would happen. So, you know, Blizzard does like a third. Earthquake, like almost 2 KOs. Strangely, Hyper Beam does more damage, but yeah, just Hyper Beam can just clean it up. It is actually insane just how hard this dude hits. And it doesn't have to be super effective. Alright, I forget the order I put these in. This one's against Starmie. Starmie, yeah, to no one's surprise, does a lot better. But even then, like, look how much, like, Body Slam did there. I didn't actually realize it did that much when I originally recorded it. I think I was paying attention to Ursaluna's HP. If just Body Slam does that much, would Hyper Beam one hit? I think it might, and if that's the case, and that's actually a game changer. When I get to the, tier wise, I might have to change that. But then again, if someone gets a crit, it just kills. So maybe I shouldn't, like, put it in, well, you'll see. But also, Zapdos. This is actually really interesting, because when I did the original video with Great Tusk, even though, Great Tusk was immune to electric moves, because of his fighting typing, he actually was super inferior and lost to Zapdos. And even though Ursaluna doesn't have a rock resistance, because of just how high his HP and defense are, he can still pretty easily take on Drillpex, which is pretty interesting. Half health might be a little annoying, so maybe it might be an argument to say you should give, like, rest to Ursaluna. And to be honest, like, maybe, like, Body Slam is the one that isn't, like, an auto-include, because you could probably hit very hard with just, like, Earthquakes and Hyper Beams and Sword Stance. So, I don't know. You guys have to be the judge of that. But no doubt that it would be good. Really good. Now, this one's probably the one that surprised me the most. Psychic only doing, like, probably, like, a fourth. And even with the special drop, you're still able to just, like, cleanly, just take it. So, like, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about you need a special, like, well, a super effective special move in order to, like, truly threaten this guy. Because even if it's just, like, a Psychic, that alone, he has no problem tanking, even with 45 special. And, yeah, with Earthquakes, Body Slam Paralysis, and Hyper Beams, he could easily threaten any of your special Pokemon. And this one, I believe, was Chansey, yeah. Now, Chansey's like Ice Beam, does even 2-hit KO. Earthquake, obviously, does a lot. And while, granted, Chansey does have Reflect, because this is actually the thing that also makes it interesting, because with, like, Great Tusk, like, with Reflect, he just can't really, like, take on, like, Chansey or Snorlax anymore. But with Ursaluna, on the other hand, having Sword Stance, he can, like, still overpower and outlast the, Chansey and Snorlaxes. And you'll see the Snorlax replay later. So, yeah, it's pretty, like, I just find it interesting. Because, like, Ursaluna doesn't even need to attack at first, just set up a Sword Stance. Chansey might be able to get, like, a strong Ice Beam off, but then Ursaluna just throws a 1-hit KO. But I'm not even sure if you want to switch out, because if Ursaluna gets a Sword Stance, like, pretty much against, even with this that have super effective coverage, like, let's say Starmie or Jinx, they can't exactly, like, one-shot without a crit, or if they get, like, let's say, again, Amnesia up with, like, Swellbro. So once, like, Ursaluna has a Sword Stance, what really is there in the game that can, like, beat it? Especially if you don't know if it's going to go for Body Slam or Earthquake. Like, sure, with, like, Gengar, you might be able to, like, tank a normal resist, or normal immunity. But if you use Earthquake instead... Oh, Oh yeah, that's right, Cloyster exists. It's so funny. Yeah. Okay, we found like the first true counter. Clamp just destroys it. Cloyster has 180 defense, so Ursaluna can't one-shot it. It might not even be able to one-shot with the sword stance. And even then, it won't even get that chance because Cloyster's faster. And if it doesn't just clamp it to death, it can just use Blizzard or Surf. So yeah, we have one counter, but even then, I'm not even sure if you can switch into it. You maybe, if I have a sword stance, maybe don't risk it, just sacrifice something. But without it, I'd say it might be worth it. Oh, and another counter. To no one's surprise, the ground type can't take on Executor. And it can't, one-shot with, normal moves either. And with Executor being faster, that makes it even more one-sided. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 Pokemon that can take it on. Probably might need a little bit more. But wait, that's a start. That's a start. And out of curiosity, I wanted to see how much Hyper Beam really did to it. And I went for Body Slam there instead. But, yeah. Body Slam and Hyper Beam almost kills, and probably does kill with a range. But, yeah, you definitely don't want to, depend on it. I didn't bother, doing any calcs with, Explosion. But I'm assuming that Ursaluna can probably, tank every single explosion in the game. I can't really see him, really struggling with any of those, especially at full HP. And then Gengar. It has Hypnosis, but why the hell would you risk that? Because if that Hypnosis misses, you just die to Earthquake. There's, no getting around it. So, yeah, just don't send out your Gengar against Ursaluna. It's just silly. And it kind of makes you wonder if Ursaluna would be, a decent, a lead. Perhaps not, because Jinx is also a thing. Now, unlike with a lot of other mons, I feel like Jinx actually doesn't mind risking the Level Kiss. Because, yeah, Hyper Beam, will kill you. Earthquake almost kills you. Body Slam does a lot of damage. But it's 75. I think it's worth risking. Not to mention, but this Blizzard is 2-hit KO it. So you really want to risk the Level Kiss, just go for the kill. So yeah, finally another bad matchup. And the fact that it's Jinx of all things is pretty weird. And Earthquake does so much Snorlax. It does a third. You should not be able to do a third of the Snorlax with just an Earthquake. And obviously even with Reflect, it can still Sword Stance and beat it. And yes, Amnesia and Ice Beam can threaten you, but you need to set that up. So that gives Ursaluna time to set up as well. And if you're using a turn setting up Amnesia instead of Reflect, Ursaluna will probably just kill you. Especially with Hyper Beam or something. And even then, you need probably a 3 Amnesias just to 1-hit KO it. To give you even more chance. Yeah, just don't risk it. It will kill you. 100%. I don't think anyone's surprised by this. Rhydon just can't do much Ursaluna. It does a 4th. Well, it just 2-hit KOs you. Rhydon's crit will do half, but that's obviously not enough. And to no one's surprise, Ursaluna's Earthquake just 1-hit KOs it. 2 more. And believe it or not, I didn't bother showing stuff like Jolteon versus Ursaluna, because obviously we know Jolteon would win. But this is the last one, really. Swelbro. Swelbro likes to set up, but that gives Ursaluna a perfect time to do a lot of damage. Body Slam does a lot, but obviously you can see it's not enough, and then Swelbro just one-shots. But it both have needed to set up on each other. It's kind of awkward in a way. But since Ursaluna is faster, it definitely gives Ursaluna a much better opportunity. And then it just kills with Hyper Beam. So even with some of Ursaluna's worst matchups, it can definitely hold its own. Oof. I might have to change some stuff now. Okay, so the Tyrus. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff in great matchups, isn't it? And I honestly think Starman needs to move to could go either way. Because unlike Jinx, it can't put it to sleep and can't paralyze it. And maybe someone else can do the calc for me. But I think there's a legitimate chance that Ursaluna's Hyper Beam just 1-hit KOs it. Considering Body Slam did that much damage. So yeah, out of all the Pokemons I've done so far, this one is by far the one that's the best. The best like viability rankings. So would it be good in Gen 1 OU? Maybe. I don't know really. It's just one man's opinion, but I feel like it might be decent. Funny enough, before working on this, I was thinking about how it would do if it was in like underuse. And even with underuse having so many water types, I have a feeling it would still just freaking dominate. But look at this. Like, yes, it does have some checks. Jinx is a check. And then, like, Executor and Cloyster can just take it on, flat out. But with how many things it just auto wins again, or auto wins against, it's a monster. And just like how it's tormenting Gen 9 OU, it will, all of the build, like, it will just destroy everything in, like, OU. And I feel like it would do really good in like, Gen U OU as well. It still won't have Guts, or anything like that. But, you know, Curse, and then, like, Stab Double Edge and Earthquake sounds decent. And then you add that with Rest, like, no. It just... Ursaluna might actually be good in every single OU that's like currently exists, but I'm not exactly sure. Like, it would be interesting to test it out. But yeah. What do you think, by the way? Am I overhyping this? Does Ursaluna have some checks that I didn't think of? Let me know what you think. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna do Sneasler, just, you know, to still stay on the Pokemon Go or Pokemon Home hype. Not to mention, you know, like, it might be an interesting, you know, question to ask, how good Sneasler would be. I think unlike with the other ones I've done, however, I think for Sneasler, I might still give it its, like, signature move, Dire Claw, because it might not have many other options, but I'm not sure yet. But, that'll be tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.